Hi chat! Welcome to another stream. How are y'all doing today? It is Wednesday, my dudes. It's Wednesday, December 17th of 2025. We are back for yet another stream. We are zoomed in just enough to see a slight bit of chair. We'll fix that. You don't get double chair. Oh, nope, that's the wrong way. There we go. Goodbye, chair. How y'all doing today? I just want to write SQL today. So we're just going to write SQL today. Let me say hi to everyone who's here, and then we will jump into things. Major Tanya was first. Hello, hello. My Twish name, welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. Wusa is also here. Moomy, heyo, good to see you. S1 Cube, hello, hello. Kegs, it's lurking. Sounds good. Must be a day ending in Y. I mean, GitHub seemed pretty stable today. Cloudflare is reporting network congestion. Is it the new Cloudflare is the new ending in Y? Wilfred says, there's no one in the chair this time? Yeah, currently there's just all that's in the chair is keyboard. All is in the chair is the keyboard. Good to see you, Wilfred. How you doing? Hello, hello. Capelon says, I'm really curious what the lurk command does. Gonna go read its code. Not much. The answer is not much. Easy Light, hello, hello. Good to see you again. GitHub announced and went back on making you pay. Oh, they reverted that? Man, that looked like it was gonna be real spicy. Did they actually roll it back? Cause man, that shit would, where the fuck is it? I mean, I didn't really care personally, but it seemed like a spicy choice on their part. Man, how do I fucking find this email? Amongst all these, build the next AI, blah, blah, blah. Come work at blah. We've noticed that you're a staff engineer at Sentry, Sentry.io. Like, fuck off. Oh my god, where is this goddamn email? It wasn't that far back, was it? So I have a link to it? Or the Twitter link? Oh, the revert was announced on the Twatter. We read your post and heard your feedback. We're postponing. Yeah. That's funny. It's pretty funny. Who could have seen that coming? Right. Yeah, what a shit show. What a choice. They're getting cooked all day on YouTube. I mean, they're probably getting cooked on every platform. Because it was kind of a wild choice. Admittedly, I sort of understand it. Self-hosted instances checking in takes a lot of nonsense. But it is what it is. We need to improve GitHub Actions. No shit. Ayo, true. Okay, so since last time, I've played around a little bit with some of the advent of code problems. Specifically, we were running day 10, part 2, and with multiprocessing, we got it down to 10 minutes. But I wasn't super satisfied with that. In fact, I fucking hyper focused on this and couldn't sleep and was up till 4 in the goddamn morning optimizing my solution. But I'm pretty happy with how fast it is now. I say that, but this seems like the slow version. Did I pull? Or is my laptop that much faster than my desktop? Or maybe I didn't push? Starian, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Streamlabs freaking the fuck out, as it does. Is this the right salute? Is this the right one? Because I got it down to 3 seconds. Does this have the... This does have the improvement. What the fuck? That's weird. Super weird. Yeah, I guess my laptop is just that much faster? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'm still pretty happy with 7 seconds over the 600 seconds it was taking before. VM is just slow. It's a VM on the other computer too. It doesn't really make sense. And in fact, I expect my laptop to be worse. It's because it's older. Weird. Super weird. And it's not like I'm running PyPy on the other machine either. Although PyPy should go a little bit faster, maybe? Beyonce says, hi, girly pop. Okay, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Space Bear is here as well. I mean, yeah, PyPy. Honestly, PyPy only having the time is a little disappointing. Usually it's significantly more than that. But anyway, I optimized this. Did somebody fucking make that channel? I swear to God. Okay, thank God it doesn't exist yet. The channel name's too long. Bless. Bless. Saved by character limits. Is the keyboard split? Sure looks like it, right? Why did I do that? What a fucking weirdo. I need to charge my phone. Is my Switch charger gonna work? Let's see. Are you charging or no? That's a negative. Why? You're fucking USB-C. Stupid world we live in. What a stupid world we live in. All right, well, I gotta charge that. So next break, I'll charge my phone. But yeah, basically, I improved the algorithm here. Basically, I implemented. Where is it? This is roughly this is basically what I had implemented in a shitty way, my own way, but this is the actual algorithm for it, which is called Gaussian elimination. It's basically a way to make a triangle in a matrix of zeros. At least that's how I think about it. Which I was doing just slowly and poorly. So this is the efficient, effective way to do it. And I had a ton of overhead with like data structures and nonsense. This just uses list events. I did improve on their algorithm a little bit because they use floating point in the middle here. And they specifically designed it to minimize floating point error, but I was like, fuck that noise. We can just, you know, we have the identities. We can actually just make these always integers. But they were originally dividing by this fraction here. No need to divide by the fraction. You can just multiply the numerator and denominator. But yeah, this is essentially a linear algebra algorithm. And in fact, I learned this algorithm when I was in school, taking Calc 4 at the university. That's one of the few things, like, I feel like most of my math class actually has been pretty practical. I have never used linear algebra except for Advent of Code. And so that part of my math is just gone. Partial integration or partial derivatives maybe not as much useful either, but derivatives and integrals have been kind of useful. Beyonce says, get a normal keyboard and snap it. Very cheap hack. AO, true. They're pretty expensive. You're right, Easy Light, 100%. Yeah. Patrick says they. Whoever put the algorithm on Wikipedia. Yeah. Although mine is slightly different than theirs, but especially because theirs is 1 indexed, mine is 0 indexed, and I had to do some fiddly bits here, but is what it is. I also implemented partial back substitution, which is this here. I guess I can show you what it looks like, because it's actually pretty cool seeing the ways that this substitution bit works. It produces kind of a pretty cool result. Day 10. Okay, so this is the system of equations to start with. Technically, this is a combined matrix. Like usually in the textbooks, they draw a divider here, because these over here are the right hand side and this is the left hand side, but doesn't matter. Basically the same. Numi says, I also copied the Gaussian elimination algorithm from Wiki, but then got stuck with the free variables. Yeah, me too. I just brute forced the free variables, for the most part. But yeah, this is after elimination. What the fuck? These numbers are so different than the one on my laptop. Why did it pick? What did it do here? Hello? What the fuck? This is super weird. These numbers are way bigger than my laptop. Anyway, this is after applying Gaussian elimination. Headless Headhunter, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Some things to note here. These rows mean nothing. This is just saying, trivial identity 0 equals 0. Any of the ones where it's just one number and everything else is zeros is solved. So in this case, whatever this divided by this is the answer for this column's variable. And I guess if I go to here, we get a nicer version of it. Also, I learned a thing. From God, I don't even remember how to say his name. Bartosz. You can put commands on a breakpoint, so the next time you reach the breakpoint, it'll run the command for you, which is kind of cool. But anyway, you can see here that this variable is equal to 18. This still has two variables, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's still like an unknown in this, but I then do a clever thing where you can see here, this the variables in this equation are also the same as the variables here. So I can actually just subtract this from here, and then I have another solved variable, because we'll just have 1 equals 5 at the end. Or this one and a 5 here. And you can kind of force that up through the matrix. This is usually what's referred to as back substitution, although back substitution requires an actual matrix. This is not an actual matrix because it's not full diagonal all the way down. It would need to be one more row of diagonal. But why did it do that? Oh. Fucking how do I cannot delete literal? I think I've never seen that error message. What's the like unbreakpoint? Is it like U? No, that's up. What the fuck is the one to get rid of the breakpoint? Fucking I don't know. Disable. Here we go. Okay. That clearly didn't work. All right. Now we're at this. So anyway, this is after back substituting or partial, what I'm calling partial back substitution, because I don't know. I made some shit up and it sort of worked. So we can see here we now have two solved variables, and then we have a few equations left over that'll need thinky bits in them. But the combinations of possibilities here is pretty small. Like it's probably about 100 iterations, and then I can just solve it from there. There's other equations. Some of these numbers end up pretty nutty. I'm gonna move this breakpoint so I can demo this better. Okay, so this is before. This is after Gaussian elimination, and this is after my back substitution. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3. So this one actually didn't do much. You know, we didn't actually solve any of the variables here. But we did eliminate some variables in some of the equations, which is nice. But this one still requires me to like, I mean, I think this is a 2-variable equation. Actually, this one is solved. This one is actually solved. My code recognizes if something is, if you have all variables and it is all positive and this is 0, or if it's all negative and this is 0, then these ones must be 0. And so then it should, you know, solve out based on that. There's probably some other optimization where you have +1, -1, and 0, and you know that those are also. Do you know those are the same? Yeah, you do. But didn't bother with that optimization. But anyway, that's basically how this works now. And then it still does the same, like, you know, figure out what possible variable to choose, and then loop through all of its possibilities and compute down until it solves it. So that's my optimization. That's how it sort of worked. First place, Pete. Hello. Disable. Yeah, I guess disable needs an argument. Some of the commands just work on the last variable that you did, but or the last breakpoint. But I guess disable does not work that way. Which, webs, it is what it is. Oh, I forgot to change the title, did I? There we go. Emma's here. Thank you for the resub at 67 months. God damn it. The brain rot. It's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate your continued support. It's not me just cringing about 6-7 for no reason. God, I saw the most fucking nonsense thing the other day. Where was it? Oh, that's where I was driving and you know those like signs that are out front of stores that have like pixel boards on them? Some store was like, haha, we're having a 6 or 7% off sale. And I was like, why? What is this world that we're living in? Why would you do that? But anyway, it is what it is. Also, 6 or 7% is like fucking 0. Like, why bother at that point? But I was gonna say 69, almost 69. True. 6 to 7% off sale in our 69 shops. Wait, what? Okay. Anyway, what I wanted to do is write some SQL today. I think we did day 9. Right? Yeah, we have day 9. Day 10, I think, is going to be really involved. Actually, I can clean up a lot of these files, right? Obviously, we don't want our breakapoints anymore. What is manual.py? Oh, this was playing around with Z3 to figure out if my equations had unique solutions. We don't need you anymore. Manual.text is me figuring out an equation manually. We don't need you anymore. Manual2.text is me also doing things by hand. Part 2 old. This was the old version, which was recursive iteration instead of what I ended up with, which I guess is still sort of what I did. But I did recursion instead of iteration. Think.text is me thinking hard ? Yeah, I agree. And to do, we no longer need to write down the correct answer because my solution runs fast enough to know whether it's correct or not. So we can leave that out. I'm gonna leave the small there. We'll come back. First place, Pete says, I did a bingo show to kids. 67 got called and they just erupted. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so I think last time when we left off, we were working on day 11. And this was my original solution, which is just breadth first search. And I was trying to write a solution that was similar to how I did part 2, but obviously part 2, I just sort of cheesed with recursion and memoization. Dynamic programming. But we don't really have this luxury in SQL, so I wanted to think about it in a different way. I think I started writing this solution. Did this work? Did we finish this? I don't think I finished it on stream. I must have been another like hyper focus. Like, okay, yeah, it does work. The idea behind this is to figure out all the paths. So do the breadth first search, but like not actually give a shit about the paths themselves. Just traverse the graph and find all of the nodes. I don't even know why it's done this way. I really don't need this. I literally don't need this? Why did I do it like this? I think this is literally just the same as oh, I just want scene instead. Alphenrod, thank you for the resub at 33 months. It's good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you stopping by. This is not what I want. I want scene. This ain't a scene, and it's a goddamn arms race. I also don't think we see out in this, so we can just do this. Yeah, okay. So we don't even need this. So this actually makes this way simpler. And so the basic way this works is like we find all of the ones that we know all of the values for, we sum them up, and we remove any of the other ones. And so I think this is an algorithm that I can implement in SQL pretty easily, especially with this little optimization that I just came up with. I'm curious if this works for part 2 as well. Curious if this works for part 2 as well. I think it doesn't, because we sort of need out to mean 0 in some cases and 1 in others. But this makes it always 1. So I might need to like write the same fucking query 3 times, which is kind of suck. Maybe I can come up with some gadget that makes this not so shit. Because I don't really want to write the same query 6 times. I don't really want to write the same query 6 times. Could I subtract? Could I subtract? Bad Cop says advent of way behind. Well, I haven't done, I've done all the other ones. I just haven't done day 12. I haven't done day 12 and I haven't sequeled the rest of them. First place tweet says temp table. Oh yeah, everything's gonna be temp table. I mean, I don't bother making them temp tables because the whole fucking thing is temp. But I'm trying to think of a way that I don't need to do this. I guess we can just put this in and see what happens. It's hardly even December at this point. Shh. Shush. So we can say known of what? FFT to out? So we know those two values already, which is kind of nice. Last year is only starting to get hard at this point. That's kind of true. That's kind of true. Might as well start prepping for AOC 2026. True, true. True? See, the problem is I don't have a good way to compute these values, do I? I guess we have this value. But we have this value. But one of these in between is 0. And I don't have those values. Maybe I can get away with 3 queries? Like this is the root, this is the root, this is the root, and then I can get all the paths from it. Because then we can have this, we can have this, and we can have this. Yeah, maybe. Oh. And I can actually not have multiple queries because I learned a new thing about CTEs the other day. So, I'm gonna copy and paste this, and it's gonna look stupid. But it's okay. It's gonna be okay. This is just theory crafting. This is not super important. Okay, so now we need to say out is 0 and FFT is 1. And then we need to see what that does. Known server to FFT does not exist. Cool. Hello? What? Why do these all end up as 0? Is this what I need instead? Runs forever. One of those values you're adding together is 0. True. What? Okay, I feel like Oh. This is a different thing than we want. Is this the problem? We got a value. But that's not that helpful. What the fuck? Maybe this is what I want. No. What? Why? Oh, maybe that's the other way around. That looks better. Server to feet is this? DAC defeat is this? Is that what we got for the original one? Paths. Server to feet. Like what? Oh. Fuck. That number's not right. That one's right though. Why is this one wrong? What the fuck? Currently spawn camping my VPS host's advent calendar event, hoping for an upgrade to a better server for less money. This is a weird one. This is a weird one. I guess, do we get the right answers for the other part though? FFT out. DAC out. That one's right. That one's right. Fack. Can we derive the other values by subtraction? Can we? Oh, there's a whole bunch of other paths that don't go through this. We don't have these values. Maybe we do? I don't think we do. I don't know why this second value is that useful. Classic DNS on the mind, SRV moment. True. True. So we need to treat this as 1 and this as 0, and then build up from there. So why do I have 2 things here at all? Oh, I need to make sure that these are not in there. Maybe that's it? And the second one won't be in there. But I don't, the first one shouldn't be in there either. Got numbers. Server to feet. That number looks familiar. Whoa. Nothing from DAC to feet. That sounds familiar as well. Okay. Yeah, I think we're cooking. I think we're cooking now. Server feet. And then the last one we copy and paste one more time. But in SQL, I think we'll be able to do it in one query. So instead of feet here, we put in DAC. And then we should be able to get the feet values. Server to, oh, not feet, DAC. $2032. Yeah, that number looks right. And then feet to DAC. 3490. Okay, yeah, cool. And so then the result is Imam says, what do you think about vertical slice architecture versus clean architecture? I think people that think about things in terms of both of those words don't know what the fuck they're doing most of the time. Oh god. Server DAC plus DAC or times DAC FFT times FFT out plus times FFT DAC times DAC out. So is that the same number? Hooray! Should be a lot slower, which is fine. We're just going for something that completes. I guess I'll give you a more honest answer, Imam. Having spent a bunch of time on a cellularization project as one of the last things I was doing at Sentry, when I could never get a straight answer to like, why are we doing cellularization? Do we expect to, like, what benefits do we expect to receive from this? And like, half the people told me cost, which I know is bullshit because whenever you cellularize a piece of infrastructure, you're inherently going to increase costs because you have fixed costs per cell, and if you have one giant cell, you don't have those fixed costs because you just have one of them. And so I knew all the people that were telling me it's for cost were sort of lying. The other was telling me it was for reliability, and I can believe that if you can actually build a cell system where you're not spending half of your complexity on maintaining, you know, some semblance of like data, what's the word? Consistency across cells. If you're not spending all of your architecture complexity on building that shit, like if your things are truly independent, then yeah, you can actually gain some reliability by not you know, having one giant monolithic infrastructure and instead slicing it by tenant or whatever. In Sentry's case, that's mostly true, but not really. And then you get into the question of like regions, multi-region setups, which like Sentry already has a multi-region setup, and it's already kind of a fucking nightmare. Like it is constantly it is constantly shoveling data between each region, and like with questionable mechanisms to keep things synchronized. All to like sort of pretend that data doesn't get exfiltrated through US if you're in a DE account, but it sort of has to for login to work. So it's like, you know, all sorts of messy. But anyway, all that to say, like, it depends. It depends, and thinking about it in terms of like, oh, doing a vertical or a clean or a fucking whatever else they call it, you know, the like shared resources versus not, versus per service versus blah, blah, blah. Like it's going to depend a lot on the problem you're solving, and like I don't think thinking in terms of that is actually helpful for building out a solution. Like you kind of have to just like build a solution for your problem. Anyway, let's write some fucking SQL. What did we write from before? Oh, we had written out the thing that I deleted because we actually don't need it anymore. We actually don't need it anymore. We actually do not need this at all. Oops, we do need that. We need this. Let's move these over here. What am I, what? Oh, dot sqlite. There we go. Okay, so we actually don't need this at all. Do you secretly just want to port Sentry to SQLite? Well, I don't work there anymore, so I don't give a shit. That'd be pretty funny, though. That would be super funny. Okay, so we actually don't need this shit at all. We just need... we just need we basically need to build these three things. Like I said before. Okay, so let's do that. Select... how do I build that? How do I build it? So this one, we don't need to change anything. Here we have to subtract some stuff. We actually, I think we actually don't need this either. I think I just wrote it for no reason. Yeah. We don't need that. We also do not need this. Okay, so this actually makes this easier now. Okay, so we need to basically build up these tuples, the tuples. Is this still needed? No. Cool. That makes this a lot easier. That makes this a lot easier. Okay. So select JSON group array, JSON array. One of these is for out. Source out. From edges where. Actually, we don't even need a where on this one. And then we need select JSON array, out, one. I forgot a comma. Message column out. Right, because we need string. Okay, so our first column is all the paths. And our second column is the known things. Very good. I have the wrong small though. Do we have the other small? Let's do the part 2 small. Well, let's do part 1 first. Yeah. I wish there was an input that had part 1 and part 2, but that's fine. Because we're actually just going to solve both of them at the same time. Okay, but this is one of our things. What do we have here? I know I needed this. Do I need that? Yeah, it runs forever otherwise. Cool. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Love people linking to a Lunduk journal video about Rust in the Python Discord. I don't know who any of those. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. So we're gonna union all and make another one of these. And this is instead to FFT, where source does not equal FFT. And then we need to initialize this array with FFT to FFT and JSON array. You know, we can just fucking write this. Are there double quoted strings in SQL? I don't know. I feel like it's silly that I'm asking if there's double quoted strings, but I've done so much fucking nonsense in SQL. I think it's just that I don't know. Brain do brain things. Okay, so we got FFT FT1. Okay, that looks good. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna tab these out so that it reads better. And then we gotta union all one more of them. Do we though? We can actually probably get cheeky here. Dunduk is an anti-woke tech reporter. Ugh, gross. In their coverage of Rust for CPython, they dug up my dead name and misgendered me. That's fucking crazy. People are monsters. Double quoted strings are a thing, but a mistake? Well, it seems like it works. It's good enough. What's the caveat that I need to worry about, though? It doesn't match any valid identifier. Okay, well. I don't give a shit. We're doing it. Just because it makes it more convenient than writing it the other way. Is this a thing? I feel like this is a thing. There's a fucking I couldn't fall asleep. I was reading the docs. Oh no. I clicked on the shit website. No! They changed their favicon! I need to go grab a drink. Oh, do I have enough time? I only have an hour. This is what I wanted to click on. No! Yeah, here's the fucking values. Select. Oh, is it select values? What? We don't have CT. Select. Oh. Is it just values? Yeah, how do I get the named column though? This is what I want. Aw, man. Man, I don't think I can use that there. But I could do value from JSON each. Of course, I need to cheese it a little bit. I can do that. Okay, but I must beer. I'll beer back. I'll even let you have chair. See you in a sec. Gotta commit to the bit. Gotta commit to the bit. All right. I'm drinking not that much alcohol because I gotta go to Run Club after this. I gotta go to Run Club after this. So. Yeah. Ayo, cheers. What could be worse than checking the fridge and noticing I'm out of coffee cleaner? Coffee cleaner. Could you imagine? Literally 10 minutes after the store closes. I guess you'll just have to drink your coffee straight. Okay, so I did all that with double-quoted strings. And I think, you know what? When I was downstairs, I was like, you know what? We'll follow the fucking spec. What? Oh, we don't need you anymore. Yeah. JSON array, value 1. JSON array out value 0. I think that is what we want. And I guess I'll fix this one up here. Tabby the Panda says, I only drink queer coffee? What is... Oh, as we call it tea. Wait, what the fuck? I've never heard that before. Is that a thing? There's a company called Queer Coffee. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't think that's a thing. I feel like you made this up. Also, it's wild that if I search queer coffee, like the 5th result is an Ann Arbor coffee shop. I mean, I guess it's location based, so that would make sense. Is it not a thing? Yes? I don't know. Did I say yet? Yes, I meant to read rat. Yet. Blah, blah, blah. Wow, where did all my words go? Okay, so it's gonna be really hard to see, but we should end up with 3 rows here. We already know this one's right because we looked at it before. There should be no out in here. This is the FFT row, so we should never see FFT in this up here, which I think is correct because this row is shorter than the row above it, and it should have had it before FFF. Yeah, FFF, FFT. Why is that in there twice? Oh, because we need distinct edges. Can I just do this? No. Garoop. Well, that fucking didn't work. Right, there's like some fucky bug with group by. There's some fucky bug with group by. Can I put the distinct here? Yes. Yes, I can. Okay, so it's this. And we don't see FFT. Sick. These should be shorter. Hell yeah. Okay. That looks good. Beer's hitting fast today. I think I'm just braining too many brains all at the same time. Nudgy says, what languages are you interested other than Python? I mean, I've written probably like 30 or 40 different languages. I really like C#, but I don't have much excuse to write it anymore. Rust is kind of fun, but I've learned that I can't really do it on stream because people are monsters. Yeah. Okay, let's do the rest of it. Also, I'm gonna move. We're gonna have just one solution file for this because we've generalized everything. Okay, so we have our this, and these are our input rows. You can actually have multiple unions like this, as long as these aren't recursive. Because I was reading the docs while trying to fall asleep. JS is a fun meme language. I mean, I think JavaScript's okay if you avoid some parts. Keeping track of this account says, why can't you stream Rust? The only times I've successfully been able to stream Rust is if I put chat into subscriber only mode. Because otherwise I just get like fucking toxic nonsense from random drive-by people. More so than when I normally stream. I mean, I sometimes just get toxic nonsense in general. But the Rust people are... I don't know why the like Rust viewers on Twitch have like a certain amount of degeneracy to them that I just can't tolerate. And they're like they're like mean degenerate. Not like you know, watches too much anime. Like are toxic nonsense. Or you have the opposite of people that are toxic nonsense because they're using Rust, and it's just I don't want to deal with that. And I don't really like streaming in subscriber only mode because I feel like it cuts out so much of what chat could be. And I feel bad. I feel sort of bad like asking people to pay, you know. But anyway, Emma says it's incredible how toxic people can get over Rust. Right? It's just a fucking programming language. Like I don't know. Also, Dodo, welcome. We're squealing. We are squealing. We're squealing today. So this is where it gets tricky. We need to actually draw the rest of the fucking owl. We need to draw the rest of the fucking owl. sqlite, hell yeah. Welcome to the stream, Hebacod. We gotta be subs now. No, it's fine. That's why I don't stream Roost all that much. Maybe their skills are rusty compared to their. It's not that they're bad at programming. They're just mean for no fucking reason. I've been looking at the Rust book and it's so strange. It spends the first 4 chapters mainly explaining how it works and justifying its quirks. Oh, interesting. There's so many forward references to, we will talk about this in chapter 10 plus, it's a bit ridiculous. I think that's the problem with like writing an intro to a programming language ever, is that like you have to like build up the atoms of your, you have to build the axioms of your world, and it's difficult to start from nothing. It's also incredibly difficult to start with nothing when you know everything and you are somehow trying to teach somebody who knows nothing. It's a real pain. Dota says, have you heard about L9 yet? No. Searching L9 gives me a whole bunch of stuff. Is it the League of Legends thing? Because I don't know, fuck all about League of Legends. But almost all of the results are about League of Legends. Oh my fucking god, it's 6-7 upside down. That's even worse. Hebacod, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Fucking A, it is 6-7 upside down. Oh! What a world we live in. What a world we live in. Okay. Select from NN where NN dot to do does not equal empty array. So now I need to actually draw the rest of the fucking owl. Got him? Ayo. Have you heard about 69 yet? It's 69 upside down. You're doing that all day, it's awful. Why are you perpetuating it then? You're to blame for this, Dota. Okay, so this is the bit that we have to do here. This is where I need that Mother of God rage comic, yeah. Okay, so okay. Select value, select JSON group array value from JSON each NN dot to do. And then this is the big fucking thing that we have to do here. Dadu Code says, can someone explain it like ELI5 recursive CTs and when you would ever use them? I don't know that there's actually a practical use for them, but let me show you the most basic one. I'm also putting together a movie about this. A movie. Yeah, I mean, it might end up being a fucking movie-length movie at that point. But I'm putting together a video about solving all of admin code, which is why I'm trying to do all of the problems this year. Also because there's only 12. The basics of a CT are 3 parts. The initialization with recursive. Recursive is only if you're doing a recursive CT. Normal CT is not that interesting, but let's just make a recursive one. Then you need an initialization, which is any number of select statements that don't select from the recursive table. I'm, in this case, going to make the numbers from 1 to 10. You then either need a union or union all. Union all is much more performant because it doesn't require to keep the whole table, the whole recursive table as it builds it. It just keeps the most recent row. But union can be effective in some places if you don't need, or if you want to dedupe stuff, but union all is more performant. And then you need a recursive call. So select NN plus 1 from NN, and then you need a termination condition. So let's just say where NN dot I is less than 10. And then this just is a precursor to a temporary table. And if you run it, and I, where did I fuck this up? Oh, NN.I plus 1. You run it, you get the numbers from 1 to 10. Now the way that this actually works is it basically seeds the table with the value. So let's say that we have, you know, our table here, and then every time a row is inserted, this query runs. So this query runs next, and then so this results in a query that results in 2, and then it inserts that. And so then the table, the temporary table has this row in it, and it runs it again, and it gets 3, and then it inserts it. And then it has 3, and it runs it again, et cetera, until eventually it's 10 and it stops. And so that's kind of how it works. You can seed the table with multiple values here. So you don't have to just have a single seed here. So for instance, if we seeded it with 1 and 2, we're actually going to get all of the rows duplicated after 1. And so like it kind of bounced back and forth between those two rows there. But it's kind of nutty. But I don't think there's an actual reason. I cannot think of an actual reason that you would use this in real production SQL. The recursive ones. The non-recursive ones are sometimes useful for making subqueries easier to reason about, but The recursive ones, you're mostly just, I don't know. I can't think of a reason why you would actually want these. Other than to, write meme solutions to SQLite. So you made some bad SQL tables, CTEs to the rescue. I mean, kind of. I guess in like data export you might be able to use them, but I can't think of a good reason to use recursive ones. Okay, so let's continue on this. So this, we need to select all the values from here where I guess we need to kind of join the other table, right? Yeah. Recursive and raw SQL in the same sentence makes the hairs on my neck stand up? It probably should. What do I want to do here? Left outer join? I don't think I actually want a left outer join here. I actually don't think I need to do this at all. Let's go back to what I had. I think I can do it all as a subquery in the where. But what is the subquery? Count one from edges where edges dot source is equal to value 0. This value needs to be equal to something. Where this is equal to select count one from this is known. I need to label these. I think I actually need to give these different names so it's not ambiguous as well. So we'll call them T and K. Where what? Where K dot value is equal to T dot value and K value, why am I 1? Okay, I think this is not actually going to work. But let's try it, see what happens. Error near select. I have select. This needs to be parenthesized. Okay, so we got our 3 seed rows. This needs to be does not equals. Why did you get escaped? What? Okay, so these are our seed rows, so ignore those. So did this row get reduced? Should be this row here. No, it didn't. Why the fuck not? It's weird. But we can add some debug columns. Let's add in more. Actually, let's do that here as well. So it's just one line of kill. The problem with this is all in a giant array, which is annoying. We're gonna look at what this looks like. This needs to be a subquery. What does this query look like? Line 22 near from. This needs parentheses probably. Probably. Straight fucking zeros. Oh. This actually needs to be from edges. Right. Inner join, oh. where this I guess we can add that inner join. Inner join JSON each this on this. But it's actually edges.source. No. Edges.dest equals this and that. Maybe? We can also just write it like this. I think. Still all zeros. Oh, this should be not that. Why are you, why are there no ones? Well, this can't be right. Yo, we got ones! Fuck yeah, alright. What are the last two? H out and G out. And... fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, bud. Okay. We are cooking now. So this query needs to replace this query. And this query needs to, well, down's already fine. So, this is that initialization row. This is it afterwards. This is that. And we got rid of G and H. Sick. Okay, cool. Very good. All right, so that's half of this. Now I got to process this bit. Now I got to process this bit. Okay. Let's get rid of debugs because we don't need them anymore. I say that but we might add them back later. This query is a little bit easier. Maybe. I'm gonna do this. So we keep the original table, the original array, and then we need to union in all of the new values. Is there array concat? There's insert. Yeah. T dot value, and then at fucking what's the end thing? $sign squacket octothorpe. $sign squacket octothorpe. The actual sum query. M says, gotta go. Good luck with the sequel and the rest of the stream. Sounds good. Sounds good. I only have 10 minutes left anyway, so crunch time. From JSON each nn dot to do t. This condition, instead of does not equals, we want equals. We also need to indent it, and this needs to be the sum of this. And assuming I got my parentheses correct, this should probably be right. We need an as somewhere. Probably. Parse error near dot. Agreed. Those parentheses don't line up. Hopefully. Okay, we got it double escaped, so we need to call JSON somewhere, probably here. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. So this should give us our answers. This is the answers for the out. This is the answers for feet. This is the answers for DAC. So how do I combine all these? Okay. That seems useful. This seems like what we want. We just need to do this. Oh my god, I hate this syntax. It's so clunky to write. Alright, this needs to be on value. Okay, so these are all the path counts? Okay, so this should say no answer, which makes sense, but if we change this to small.text, we should get 5. If we change it to input.text, we should get uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why though? Is there a sqlite PyPy? No. It's super weird. Oh my god, I did it twice in a row. Fortunately, we can debug these sort of side by side. Oh, is it just that the query is really fucking slow? Might just be that the query is really fucking slow. So it might actually complete. Because it is actually building up values here. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. Did not want to have to optimize this query. See, the problem is, I feel like this query is the one that's slow, but it shouldn't be that slow. Is it wine? No, it's beer. It's beer. Welcome to the stream, running on. Running no. So we know this part's not bad. This part's probably the problem. But it's literally the same as this query here. It might just be the sheer number. Well, I guess we don't know these queries are fine because we never had a thing this chunk. and it doesn't have a good way to optimize these array flipping operations. I guess let's just remove the limit and see how long this query takes, because we can kind of see it build up over time, right? Holy hell, it's slow. But it is still still doing shit, so that's good. It speeds up at the end. But it never found a... Hi! Why did it never find a U? You! Oh, because we didn't actually implement the rest of the query. Okay, so that's actually not the worst. So let's just let it rip. Fuck. Let's just let it rip and see how long it takes. Probably should put time in front. Probably should put time in front. It's chugging. It's sort of amazing to me that it's using so little memory. Okay, it does eventually get the answer. It does eventually get the answer. What if I uncomment this? It should take 3 times as long, right? But yeah, it needs to hold very little memory because almost all, like the CT is never fully in RAM. It's just punching one table at a time, or one row at a time. I don't know why I used the word punching, but it made sense in my head. I don't know how long the last one took, so I don't know how long I expect this one to take. Oh, it's done? No. Took a break for a sec for some reason. That was weird. Why was it not 100% still? Okay, so it takes a minute. That's not the worst. That's not the worst. Dot timer on. Yeah, well, it's too late now. Server to DAC, DAC to feet, and then feet to out. Server to feet, feet to DAC, and DAC to out. And then program go brrr. Your mom says, add the right indices, stop reparsing nn.known over and over, and instead JSON each nn.known inside the correlated subquery, extract it once into a CT and join. That's true. That's true. I guess I've never thought to do that before. I've always just done this from NN. But really we can do from JSON each here. And then we can group array twice. Instead of having the terrible subquery. That's a cool idea. Why haven't I thought of doing that before? This probably also makes the code a lot simpler too. But let's make sure we got the right result. We'll commit it and then we'll do the improvement in the 6 minutes that I have. Is that correct at least? 33657 405 17376. Yeah, that looks right. That looks right. Cool. We haven't done datum yet in sqlite, but this is neat. Beer to relax, I assume you have to get the alcohol percentage where you can problem solve and not be way too relaxed. I don't know. I think I have a problem in that I'm still good at code independent of alcohol level. Okay, so how do that? So you said to JSON each known. So the problem is I don't think you can nest CTEs in SQLite. So I don't think I can do exactly what you're saying, but I do think I can change the from here and avoid the double query here, which should cut it in half, maybe. All right, not clicking on that one, this one. Select statement. I seem to remember this is my bedtime reading the other day. Must be a compound select. Let's say CTA must be one or more individual selects separated by compound these. Yeah. One or more of the statement, blah, blah, blah. Recursive if blah. All non-recursive must be first. The recursive must be separated by the non-select by union or union all. Yeah. May not use aggregate functions or window functions. So I wouldn't be able to, I think I wouldn't be able to use aggregate function here. But that seems not, it seems like a weird limitation. I mean, let's just try that real quick. Oh wait, no, how would that work? How would that work? How would that work? Maybe you can nest them. Let's see if you can nest them, because how do I make a non-recursive CTA? I guess it's just with table name. I mean, that might be enough, right? That'll tell us whether it works, right? Why is someone knocking at my door? Near with. Yeah, I think I can't nest CTs. Bad Cop says, how did sqlite become your thing? It's actually a great question. I don't even know. I don't think I know the answer to that. I don't think I even know the answer to that. Did I just write my CTE wrong? Oh, we need a column. I don't think I can do this. I don't think this works. But I also have to end stream, so Imam, join the Discord, and if you can, I'll push this too. If you want to play around with it, let me know what's up. But I gotta wrap up. My name is Anthony. I upload educational content to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/anthonywritescode. Go watch today's video about Linus hating a certain funny git commit. If you missed any part of the stream, those end up on the second channel at anthonywritescode-vods. And join the Discord. That's where I hang out. That's where shit happens. Fuck, I said Discord. Why? No! Join the Dicksword, of course. That's where you gotta go. 100%. Join the Dicksword. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you around. Have a good one, chat. Peace.